This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. I thought that would be a bigger hiss of this drink, Mason. It wasn't, though.
Okay.
My name is James.
You thought it would be a real spectacular
I thought it
moment
would
for the
be something
podcast.
everybody-
You thought people would meme it. You
But-
think it would people would talk
Something
about
to
it for
rally
years to come.
behind, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, something to rally behind. You think people would stand up against the government? They'd all be out in the streets with a,
Yeah.
with a whatever that is, some sort of sugar-free soda drink.
Exactly.
And they would all be holding one and just...
You need
be
a
like that-
figurehead.
Be like that Kylie Jenner Pepsi moment or whatever that was. They'd all be beat senseless.
Yes, Mason.
But it'd be big profits for the,
That's right.
the miscellaneous sugar-free soda company.
That's right, which will not be named. But yeah, anyway, we talk movies and comics and TV shows and revolution.
Well, I'm
and
drinking a
cultural
Coca-Cola.
revolution. Oh my goodness.
The official drink of the man.
Not like, I thought you meant just like men. Just like,
No, that's like the juice off like a big bit of meat you're marinating. You just get the juice run off and you drink it, and then you get some sort of horrible disease.
sure, yeah. With me as always, my co-host Nick Mason.
Hello.
That's right. Now, before we get into big news this week, Mason.
Oh, yes.
Huge news.
Huge news.
A couple of things up top. My wife, Claire Tonti, who you know personally.
Oh, yeah.
For years, and have known for many years now at this point, I think, Mason.
Yeah.
She's released a new single, the first of her new album, which, by the way, it's very good. A lot of the time, people release music and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You specifically have said that many times.
I have said that, but I disagree. So she's got a new single out, and
Yep.
and she talked to us earlier, and she's like, "Don't forget to plug the thing." And I'm like, James is going to forget, so I've got it ready here to go.
Okay, here we go.
Ready to go? Okay, here, have a listen to this. It's dramatic, right? People are
I like it.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Is this real? I mean, I know it's a real song,
Sure.
but that guy's post,
Yes.
it's his
Evidently.
it's his making love song.
Yes.
Is it real?
I don't know.
Because is anything real? You know, on
That's
Reddit.
a great question. That's not a real song. That's from a viral.
I mean, it's a real song.
song, but that's not Claire's real song. Hang on.
No. So no, you didn't have to play it, but it is called.
I have Claire's real song here. Hang on.
Is it the same song you're going to do again?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Double meme, just
A
Mason.
little bit bluesy. I like it. No, Claire's actual song doesn't sound anything like that.
No, if you want to help out, that would be terrific. Even if you don't like it, if you go on Spotify, Mason, type in Claire Tonti's easiest way to find it. It's called Fear to Feel. If you could follow and like, that would be terrific because it helps get in the algorithm. And if you do like it, she said, feel free to add it to one of your own playlists because it helps also with the algo.
There it is.
Doesn't it? There's also, she's doing a live show on February 11th at the Brunswick Ballroom at 1 p.m., which I'll be at and Mason might be at, depending if he's working
yes.
or whatever.
And we're going to do a live podcast.
We're gonna do a live podcast
We're going
there
to insist
also.
on it.
That's right.
We're going to shove the live band aside. We're going to be like, we got to do this.
If you go to Claire's Instagram, which is Claire Tonti or clairetonti.com, you can book for that.
Big things happening. It's coming out on vinyl, I think.
That's
at some
right. It's
point.
doing a bunch of stuff happening. So yeah, it's already seems to be doing pretty well on Spotify. I think I don't know anything about Spotify, but it seems like it's happening.
You
Mason.
click on it, you get a big thumbs up.
Get a big thumbs up. Another thing, though, which is a big thumbs up, Mason, is a podcast I did.
Ooh.
I was lucky enough to guest on the 100th episode of Another Happy Pod. Now, you might know Lawrence Mason because he edits a bunch of the videos that we have and
yes.
are in. Him and his mate Nathan do this podcast together. And, you know, they try to keep it positive. They try to keep it upbeat. And they said, what's your favorite thing? And I said, Mason's favorite movie is Sunshine.
It's not true.
And I want to talk about
I thought you were
that.
going to say Mason there. What's your favourite thing, Mason?
No, Mason's favorite movie is Sunshine.
Oh.
So it was me and Nathan and Ben, surprise appearance, where we talk about the movie Sunshine and dissect it
Yeah.
and talk about what's good and great and maybe not so good about it. And that was a lot of fun. If people want to listen to that below.
Happy 100th episode.
Happy 100th episode to everybody.
How are they going to top that? They're going to quit after this one.
They're going to quit. That's
Yeah.
what they said. Yeah. I
That's great.
insisted. So no, that was a lot of fun. 2 things that you can check out that are linked below. Here's another thing you can check out, Mason.
Go on.
The news of the week. We've got Avatar 2 news. We've got Avatar 4 news. We've got...
Wait a second. There's something missing there.
No, we've got Rush Hour news. We've got Trailers Ahoy.
Ah.
A first look at next Joker movie. And then just a whole bunch of DC stuff happened. Just bits and pieces to sift through, including Wonder Woman 3 being cancelled or not cancelled, what's happening with Superman and Henry Cavill, all of that.
Some big news, and then there was some huge news, some huge rumours, and then James Gunn, who is now one of the heads of DC, was like, I'll tell you, none of this is true, or something. Some of it's true, or
most of it's
we'll
true.
reveal it in time, but I'm not going to tell you.
That's
anyway,
right.
I hope that clears everything up.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're going to talk about the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah?
Mason. Big week for Games Awards, don't you think? Let's start with this, though. Oh, that's all timecoded below Collins, who edits this. He is kind enough to do that for us, Mason. You don't have to do it this week.
Okay, thanks.
Or any of the weeks.
I've never done it any weeks.
So, Avatar 2, Splish Splash, Na'vi taking a bath, Mason.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The early
So wait. So they're getting out of the water,
as
part of the way of water,
And then they're getting into a bath.
Into a bath. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the water in the way of water?
It must be, Mason.
Gross?
Yeah.
Probably
it's too gross.
slimy.
It's probably slimy. It's probably slick and slimy and gross. Yeah. Maybe it's very viscous. You know, it's just thick.
Yeah.
Just slightly too thick.
A thick soup.
Yeah.
Of ocean. Yes.
So the early reviews are in.
Oh,
People
yeah.
walked the blue carpet at the
Okay.
Hollywood premiere, and people were loving the visuals and the frame rate and the action, and
Okay.
people cried and laughed and they all got wrapped up in their emotions. There's some hints that maybe it's a little light on story. I don't know. We'll just see what's happening.
all right.
Anyway, as I always say, and will continue to say, let's see. Because
How long will you continue to say that?
always.
Okay.
'Cause
Even
these are-
after the movie's
These
out.
are very rarely accurate.
That's very true, isn't it?
So, you know, it's you get caught up in the hype and whatever. Did you getting caught up in the hype? We're seeing it this week.
Yeah, they're going to give us a some sort of Avatar drink holder cup.
Are you
thing.
going to the thing? Are you?
No.
That's great. No, I'm not going either.
Okay, they're not. No,
So, I was going to go, but I'm not now.
that's terrific.
I'm not going. I have another thing to go to.
All right.
So I'm not going.
You're taking a principled stand against.
No, I'll see it. I have to see it, and I will see it. And I probably would have seen it regardless. I have no principles, and I will see it, Mason.
That's great.
And I'm curious to know, is this good or anything? But don't worry if this one's not good, Mason, because I've got Avatar 4 news. This is a quote from James Cameron.
Avatar 3.
No, listen.
Okay.
Oh, there's some in that in here. This is via Collider. He said, I can't tell you the details yet, but all I can say is that when I turned in the script for 2, Avatar 2, Mason, the studio gave me 3 pages of notes. And then I turned in the script for 3. They gave me a page of notes, so I was getting better. When I turned in the script for 4, the studio executive and creative executive over the film wrote me with an email that said, holy fuck. And I said, well, where are the notes? And she said, those are the notes, because it kind of goes nuts in a good way, right?
That's nuts.
And then apparently Avatar 5 goes to Earth or something. Whoa. So look forward to that in 2080 or whatever that's coming out.
You getting Planet of the Apes vibes from this?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You think going to flip it?
Not the new Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Those apes. They came to Earth and they
came to
went,
Earth that
this
time, yeah.
sucks here. Well, they already all were on Earth, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's the twist.
But they went to present day Earth, which was the Earth of the 70s, I guess. And they were
Yeah.
like, look at these flared trousers.
We like it, though. That part we like. Everything else we don't. The cars are spooking us. We don't like that part.
Yeah, right.
So what do you think, Mason? No notes, Avatar 4?
I mean, is that because the 4th movie is so good, or is it the executives are just tired of giving
It's
notes
like
that
it's
he's
so
going to
far
ignore?
away.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great, man.
I read it.
Yeah.
I read it.
Someone in my office read it. Could have been me. Could have been me.
Could have been.
Yeah.
So there you go. How are you feeling, though, going into Avatar week? We've got the final Caravan of Garbage for the year going up, where we
Yep.
talk about first Avatar this week. That'll be up on Thursday.
And not to spoil anything, but we did discuss it at length. It's a movie I hadn't seen since it came out of the movies.
Yep.
And I rewatched it again and I went, you know what? These days I would say that I'm more critical of things, but I'm less cynical about things.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, you know what? I can go into this with fresh eyes and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to get bogged down in whatever I was bogged down in last time, that viscous water.
Yes.
But I can just go in and be swept away by, you know, I feel like these days I'm less about like, well, this part of the movie made no sense, so I think this movie's bad. I can
This
go, I
part's
love
exactly like another.
Exactly. I can be like, well, I didn't particularly enjoy this, but I loved this element, or, you know, the visuals are great or what have you. And I'm like, I'm ready to be swept away.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, I don't know if I was swept away by this movie. This the first Avatar. I'm like,
But you think you will be eventually swept away by one of these?
oh, maybe, sure. Maybe that one with no notes.
So,
Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's tapped into something primal in the human condition, and people are like, whoa.
wouldn't you love to be, because it's 3 hours and 10 minutes, and this will be all over soon. We'll know. It's been 13 years.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love just to be swept away for 3 hours and 10 minutes?
Yes.
Like in the ocean, a viscous water
Oh
takes you
my
on a
God.
journey.
Maybe I could be swept away by that Madonna movie, Swept Away.
Very good, Mason.
Is that a Madonna movie?
It was,
it called
yeah.
Swept Away?
Actually, I sent over a clip of that for the Avatar
Nice.
video that we're doing. It's the scene where the guy fantasizes about dumping a bowl of pasta on her and then throwing her into the ocean.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about Swept Away?
We should, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
It was a Guy Ritchie film as well.
Yeah.
That's when they were married. Anyway, great. Let's all be swept away this week,
Let's
all
all be
right?
swept
Let's
away.
make a conscious effort to be swept
Okay,
away.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, Mason.
I don't think you can. The entire premise
You
of being
lock
swept
in,
away.
You don't blink. You just grit your teeth and you stare.
You don't drink or you hold your pee, and you just focus on holding your pee and focus on being swept away. I think I might wee accidentally if I'm
You're focusing too hard.
focusing too hard on being swept away. I perhaps won't be swept away by the needs of my bladder. Is what
Okay,
I'm
I
saying.
understand. Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go, Mason. It's via deadline. Jackie Chan has confirmed that Rush Hour 4 is in the works.
Whoa.
Which makes sense because the Rush Hour films in total have made $840 million despite being directed by Brett Ratner. I would say, even in spite of, I would say, yeah, no, that makes
in
sense.
collaboration with
Yeah,
Brett
sure.
Ratner.
But have you seen some of the behind the scenes of that? It's just Jackie Chan directing the movie and Brett Ratner's just nowhere.
Okay,
He's just
sure.
like, I'll get the chair and I'll flip the chair and then I'll hit you with a chair and whatever. And they're like, where's Brett? And he's like, I don't know.
They pan right and off, just slightly off to the side. He's in like a above ground pool in a big inflatable donut. He's drinking a drink with an umbrella coming out of it.
I'm pretty confident we've done that.
We have,
joke
yeah.
And visual.
Yeah, we
in
absolutely have.
X-Men 3, maybe?
I think so.
Wow.
But that's what he does. I mean, I didn't invent it. That's what he does.
So there is no director sorry, there is a director attached at this point, but there hasn't been a mention of Brett Ratner.
Okay.
Well, he's got his own situation going on that people could look into.
Is it crimes?
Yeah, well, not officially. Not in
Someone
any,
in his office
not
has done
in-
crimes,
yeah,
for sure.
Not in any legal sense, like
Sure.
somebody has come after him. But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Mason, crimes. So, yeah. But also I feel like there's a good chance that they'll just put it back on it. you
Yeah,
know?
of course. Yeah.
That's how these things
Has he
work.
directed anything in a while? He doesn't seem like a name that's cropped up.
The
in
last one
terms
I
of-
saw, I want to say, was like Tower Heist,
Okay, right.
which was fine.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, Mason. Dun, 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 dun. It's got a real rhythm to it, doesn't it?
Well, see, it has an interesting rhythm, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So he directed the Hercules movie. That was the last one he directed.
The Rock.
Which I actually didn't mind,
I
to
didn't
be
mind that one
fair.
either, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
And that's probably due to the raw charisma of The Rock.
It's true. Oh, we'll get into that as well. Big rock traverses this week, Mason.
A big rock traversal. The Rock reveals that due to wacky Hollywood accounting, maybe the Black Adam will be making some money. So cop that, haters.
Yeah, okay. You got us.
You did get us.
Trailers ahoy, Mason. What do you see on board?
Trailers.
Yeah, but what one specifically?
Oh, I'm seeing the trailer for
God, this guy. Just have a good look.
I'm looking through my spyglass. Oh, I was looking through with my eye patched eye. That's why I couldn't see.
And the wrong way.
Yeah, and the wrong way also.
Yeah, okay.
So just seeing a really tiny eye patch. I'm seeing the trailer for
It's got Robert Pattinson.
Mickey 17.
That's right. So this is based on the Edward Ashton novel Mickey 7. This is Bong Joon-ho's next movie, who, of course, did Parasite, most recently, but also many other terrific films.
Why do you think they've changed it from Mickey 7 to Mickey 17?
Well, the idea of the premise of this book, Mason, which I
yes.
have read, by the way, I don't mind
Oh.
telling you, is that Mickey is a disposable worker who sent out on missions on to go the frontiers of space and whatever.
Uh-huh.
And if they need somebody to do a really dangerous thing, they send him in
Okay.
because he's just cloned again and again.
It's a moon situation.
Yeah, yes. So in the book, he's up to 7 because the book's called Mickey 7. And then I guess they just went, we'll do 17. It sounds better.
Yeah.
Mickey 17 again.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's if you like The Martian, it's like that kind of vibe, you know?
Interesting,
It's,
okay.
it's a fun read. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Doesn't sound fun for Mickey 7.
No.
Or 17.
yeah. And it's a bit of that, well, if I'm a clone and who were the previous one, well, what's real? You know?
Yeah.
that's
Can you
nice.
tell us what is real?
I mean, it's whatever, you know?
That's great.
Just whatever you see and do.
Sure. That is true.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, it's really helpful.
So
really helps me get swept away in the narrative that is life.
there is kind of a like a lightness, like almost like a comedic kind of Red Dwarf element to the.
Okay.
It's a Red Dwarf episode, obviously, to the book, and I don't know whether the movie's going to go with the kind of different, more sinister vibe because it's also a very sinister premise as well.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, I quite liked it, and I mean, he's an amazing director. So
That's true.
And Mark Ruffalo is in it. Tony Collette's in it. Naomi Aki's in it. Stephen Yuen is in it.
Oh.
So these are all good names.
Do you think they're going to use the song "Hey Mickey"?
Yes.
Huh?
Hey, Mickey, 17, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Hey, Mickey, 17.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to get some 41 to cover Mickey
Ooh,
17.
very good, Mason. So Mason.
Anyway, there was nothing to that trailer. There's nothing. in
No,
it.
it's just a little teaser. He's coming
Yeah.
out of a cloning pod and he's upside down and whatever.
And he says his famous line, "Where the frick am I?"
Yeah, what's this? What's this and
Where
where
the frick
am I?
am I? Where the frick am I, James? Please.
And
It's
what-
the future.
Okay, yeah, where the frick am I? When the frick am I?
Oh,
Thank you. We also got, I don't know if you saw this, Mason, the very first image of Joker 2 Double Trouble.
I didn't see that. No.
Have a look at
Okay.
comicbookmovie.com has it.
Whoa.
It's a good website. You could go to Todd Phillips's Instagram where he posted it.
Oh my god,
Mason.
Oh my god.
There's so many places you could visit it at.
I'm going to look at Todd Phillips's Instagram. 1L, 2Ls,
I don't know. Ask him.
2Ls.
You don't follow Todd Phillips?
No,
Why not?
I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a Hangover fan?
It's a great point. I should. Okay, he's having a bit of a shave. It's Joaquin Phoenix. He's looking skinny as all heck.
Yeah, you're looking skinny.
He's having
got
a big.
skinny, yeah.
He's having a big shave.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Who do you think's giving him a big shave?
Well, I think he's probably in the asylum and whatever, and they have to,
Yeah,
because they can't give him
yeah.
a razor,
That's true.
because he'll go Joker on them,
That's true.
go all Goblin mode on them.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yes, James. Just because it's been put in the Oxford English Dictionary or whatever doesn't mean you can adopt the slang of the youth. Okay.
I can do it.
No.
If Elon Musk can say it, I could say it, Mason. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I just can't picture you going goblin mode.
I'm not going Goblin mode.
I know.
I'm acknowledging when something is going to go Goblin mode or has or is in the process of going Goblin mode.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Vaguely.
You wouldn't get it. It's because I'm younger than you
It's true.
by mere months.
God.
Mason, it's just going to be DC just all the time now, all right? I got a lot of notes, and I
Yeah.
guess the best place to start is to do a pause in the recording to make sure everything checks, and then we'll go again.
Oh, yeah, nice, great.
Yeah, cool.
Uh-huh.
Mason, before we just get into all of this,
Yes.
I'm going to have to go Goblin mode on this James Gunn tweet
Oh,
because
no.
I feel like this is a good caveat
Okay.
for everything to come afterwards,
Okay.
okay? So there was a bunch of rumors, stories, some things pretty much confirmed, some things speculations.
From the Hollywood Reporter, no
and
less.
various other outlets.
Because I'm pretty ready to discount any of these kind of rumors.
Yeah.
But if the Hollywood Reporter has it,
Exactly. So anyway, this is what James Gunn
they're
said.
reporting on Hollywood.
That's right.
Not even Hollyweird.
No, which is not as good, I think. Or the same? don't
I
know.
think it's as good.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We should change the sign. Who can we petition for that? Gavin Newsom?
Is he the governor or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, or the mayor, one of those guys.
Yeah.
What you'd have to do is because isn't it the case with the Hollywood sign that it was really dilapidated and
Okay.
it was on the verge of falling to bits. So they had to a bunch of celebrities. They each sponsored a letter and they got
Okay.
them. So you'd have to talk to the last 3 letter people, and you'd have to
Yeah.
get them to. You'd have to pay them off, and then we could demolish the OOD.
Yeah.
and then we could get some other celebrities to put EIRD there.
We'd have to get
Oh no,
some-
we could just move the D.
We could.
Yeah.
Just move the day. We could get some rude celebrities. Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
Seth MacFarlane. There's some good rude celebrities that would be involved. We need
They've gotten plenty of money and a lot
Amy
of knocks to the
Schumer,
head.
rude
Amy
celebrities.
Schumer, rude celebrity. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'm loving this.
We could get a change to anything.
Yeah, definitely. But Hollyweird.
Yeah,
is what we
100%,
change
yeah.
it to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll maybe leave it like that for a decade, then we'll reassess.
Okay.
We'll see who's weird. So many weird. Weird Al, obviously. He's not that weird. I mean, he's weird, but you know. I said to my brother, "Happy birthday!" Sent him a message. 'Cause
Which
it
brother?
was his birthday, the one you like, and he
Okay.
just wrote back, "No."
Do you think you meant to send more or?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, right.
So there you go. Mason,
Yes.
this is what James Gunn said. So, As far as the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I, they're doing Peter Safran, they're doing together, chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of the transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what we worked in DC, what has worked in DC so far, and help to rectify what has not. We know we're not going to make every single person happy. We insist on that. No, that's insane. Every step forward of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of story and in the service of DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. Let's start with something that was potentially happening before this takeover, Mason.
Go on.
And there was talk of Black Adam 2 and a Hawkman spin-off. But then, of course, it was reported this week the Black Adam lost somewhere between $50 to $100 million. Then, of course, The Rock came out swinging on Twitter.
That's right.
Saying, actually, it made money. It made some money.
If you factor in all the stuff that hasn't happened yet, like video on demand and DVDs and Funko Pop sales, actually, it's going to make some money. So
yeah, and it probably will eventually on streaming and whatever. But my normie mates caught up with, and it came up, that movie, and they were just like, didn't like it. And so I think that's the sign of where people are at.
There's a Deadline article I have here from Anthony D'Alessandro, and it says, Dwayne Johnson, DC pick Black Adam to profit. Here's how.
Okay.
It's the first paragraph says there's some snarking going on out there that Black Adam is poised to lose $50 to $100 million, and that is simply not true. I would argue there's more snarking in this article, but
it's been very snarky.
Yeah, Deadline film finance sources, meaning people who do this for a living and those close to the film, say this movie is bound to break even and be in the black. Terrific.
It's great.
Yeah.
What does that mean though? By how much?
Well, with a global gross of $390 million and a $195 million production cost and a P&A spend between $80 and $100 million. The Dwayne Johnson DC New Line film was looking to net between $52 and $72 million.
But then you got to look at distribution and...
Also not included in that amount is an extra source of cash from Black Adam merchandise.
What are we talking about here? Name a thing that has been selling well.
Doesn't say. Probably Burger King burgers.
But that's also a real stretch to be like, you haven't factored into this movie something outside of the movie. We're talking strictly the movie itself.
Hey, I'm just going by the article
that you wrote.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just going by this article that clearly was purchased by Dwayne Johnson's PR representatives. All of this, including a B+ cinema score, is good enough for Black Adam to be a franchise starter. Read, the first Captain America made $370 million worldwide.
No.
Because the Dwayne Johnson said that as well. 100% somebody's...
That's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
That's a movie that came out on, knowing that it wasn't going to be huge.
Yeah.
They didn't give the main guy $50 million or whatever he would have got, probably 20. And then it was backed immediately by the Avengers and then a series of movies until it culminated in 2019.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like it's going anywhere.
And I would say $370 million at the time would have been that was really impressive.
Yes.
Especially considering a lot of superhero movies
were
absolute
12 years ago.
It was 12 years ago. But clearly they've gone backwards and they've gone, okay, let's look at the box office.
Let's find a good one that didn't do
let's look at all the box office for all the Marvel movies and we'll keep going until we find one that didn't do that great. In terms of like an Endgame movie. This only made $370 million.
There's no way that movie either cost $190 million or whatever. The first Avenger, that is. I reckon that would be like max $120 million, maybe $150. Let's have a look. $140. There you go.
I have read the claims that Black Adam will lose money. That is false, exclaimed producer and financier Joe Singer, who deals greatly in motion picture slate financing. The picture may be considered disappointing since it had Dwayne Johnson in a DC film. However, the picture will pass break even and throw off a bit of profit. Was Black Adam as big as Hobbs and Shaw, which yielded an $84 million profit after all ancillaries? No, but you need to remember that the Fast and Furious spin-off had Russia and didn't face the headwinds of a strong dollar overseas.
I don't need to remember anything, Mason.
Hobbs and Shaw also had the benefit of China, where Johnson is big.
That's true.
The pick making $201 million. Note the theatrical rental return back to the US is only around 25%, and there's no home market in the PRC.
That is true about the China thing, though. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
Anyway, I like how they had to compare it to Hobbs and Shaw, which also didn't do that well.
And is a bad movie.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, man, maybe maybe you should have done some Shazam stuff with it.
Maybe.
You know? Mm-hmm. And just, he's not an anti-hero. He's a guy who's like, I don't want to. And then he's like, oh, I will.
Boy, this really gets into the weeds in terms of numbers. This paragraph says...
This reads like somebody explaining to a girl that he likes why she should date him.
Yeah.
You know? What do you mean? I'm a nice guy.
Right.
I've got a car. I have a job.
I understand that Johnson's deal wasn't as aggressive as his previous deals. He received his $20 million upfront fee and stands to profit, according to our numbers, which is at cash break-even zero. There's a 40% profit pool shared by director Jaume Colette Serra.
Yep.
The Pix producers Beau Flynn and $7, Talent and Johnson, who is the largest participant at more than 10%. That comes out of the net $52 million. This shared pool goes into effect after the studio breaks even. No one on Black Adam received first dollar gross per our understanding. Just goes on like this.
All right.
Residuals and home entertainment costs are rolled into our total costs. Boy, they're really doing some Hollywood accounting here, but it seems in reverse. It's like normally they do Hollywood accounting if somebody has a deal where they're like, okay, you get a percentage of the net profits. They go, oh, no, actually catering was really expensive and then we had to distribute it, and when you factor in all those costs, you actually owe us money, star of this movie. But in this, they've thrown the gears into reverse, and they're like, well, actually, if you factor in all these other things that we don't normally factor in, this is going to make some money. And there's a cost breakdown.
It's a little spreadsheet.
What are you doing, Deadline? Sequel and franchises are the lifeblood of our business, added Singer. They have a reduced risk profile and generally a higher upside. The fact that there are discussions about a Black Adams sequel is how a studio builds long-term sustainable value.
Yeah, isn't it?
So basically they're going, okay, well, Captain America didn't make that much, but the sequels made more.
Yeah.
But you also have to factor in that people liked Captain America 1. And I liked Black Adam fine, but I'm the only one, evidently. So...
But you wouldn't go into bat for it, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Anyway, THR says that's...
I'd go in for a Justice Society movie without question.
100%.
If they bring in like 4 more guys for the roster, great. I would love that.
I agree. Anyway, THR says that Hawkman / Black Adam 2 spin-off or whatever is not going to happen. Okay. Both of those movies, the sequel and the spin-off. So, yeah,
they didn't say no to Justice Society though, did they?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he appears again, obviously. But there's no way they'd pump $200 million into another one of these. Jeff Snyder also says that Christina Hodgson, she wrote the Batgirl / the Flash movie. She was actually working on a Michael Keaton Batman movie that was going to be Batman Beyond.
Crushing.
This was before I know. Well,
what?
Before Batgirl was cancelled.
Right.
Now, why I say well? First of all, I would love this. He's the perfect choice to do Batman Beyond because he's the old Batman and he's old now.
Yes.
Terry McGinnis. It's the perfect choice, right? I mean, Affleck I think could work, but also I feel like he just started and left.
Yeah,
at the
for
same
sure.
time.
Yeah.
Keaton's perfect. He's also in the weird gothic universe, which the TV show is sort of in, but not really, you know what I mean? But if Batgirl came out, Batgirl's set like now.
Yes.
So you couldn't really do the weird neon, like nightmare gothic future. Like what happens?
I see what you're saying.
Is there a big flashpoint?
Because he would look roughly the same age.
He'd look the same and it would be the same kind of era, you know? Like, I'd want to see like...
Can you imagine Tim Burton's Batman universe, like that gothic city, but some of it's been torn down and now there's like super high-tech buildings and
that's
stuff?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'd want to see. And I just think if Batgirl had have been linked to it, which presumably it would have, I don't know how that would have worked like at all. Like
maybe they'd de-age him if they were going to re-release release Batgirl at some point, which I still don't think they are.
Yeah.
I think the idea maybe would be...
You make him even older?
The smart money would be de-age him in Batgirl.
Yeah.
And then have him be his regular age in Batman Beyond, I
Okay,
guess.
sure, yeah. But that wasn't how they they filmed it.
No,
though.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
Well, he's in Flashpoint as well, so we'll find again set like he's all Batman, it's in the modern day.
I have a series of tweets here that delight me no end. This is from at Cooper Co.
Okay.
In response to the Hollywood Reporter news, something so reassuring that no matter what is happening in the world, the DC films are always being in a state of total overhaul. That Man of Steel 2 that Cavill probably quit The Witcher for and just announced, also gone. So funny The Flash is DOA for multiple reasons. And there's another tweet from a boy named Posh. He says, The Flash existing in a quantum state where it may or may not feature Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and Henry Cavill is incredible. And this last tweet from Tim X Price says, doing a multiverse movie where you cut out all the references to your other movies and franchises due to inscrutable corporate politics is a good bit. It's like re-editing Space Jam into a movie about LeBron playing a normal basketball game.
I mean, it would probably be a better movie. But
Yeah. He's great at basketball, that guy, as far as I know.
He's the GOAT, they say. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think the idea of future Batman that's just now is just Batman.
Yes.
And not interesting. So, he's got the glidey suit and the electricity and whatever, and you can stealth but if it's that, if it just means he's got like a fancy suit now. Like, who gives a shit?
That's true.
What's that?
That's a great point.
Anyway, I hope they do it, but they do a good version of it. Yeah. Anyway, this is via the wrap. Although Gunn and Safran have been given a mandate to reshape the DC landscape, there's apparently things that they're not going to mess with, according to one Hollywood insider, and that is Matt Reeves' sequel to The Batman, J.J. Abrams' black-led Superman movie with Ta-Nehisi Coates writing, and Todd Phillips' Joker 2, and Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3, which we'll come back to.
Right.
Do you think there's a chance they will make Robert Pattinson the mainline Batman? And because if that's going forward, and Penguin's going forward as a TV series,
right,
and he's young,
so
and he'd probably do it, I guess.
Does he fit in with the James Gunn section of this universe? Would he work in the, say, like the Suicide? If he made an appearance in the Suicide Squad, do you think that would fit?
Yeah, I think honestly, if I was James Gunn and Peter Safran and whatever, I would.
So you're James Gunn and Peter Safran?
I'm both of them. Okay. I'm an amalgamation. I stepped into a transporter.
Okay.
I would, at the end of the Flash movie, the Flash comes back and it's Robert Pattinson. Like if I was going to do this version, that is, if they wanted to make. But also, I love the idea of that Batman series just not being encumbered by anything else.
Because I don't think you could replace, say, Affleck Batman with a new guy.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't accept that. But if Pattinson's got a little bit of traction, I think maybe you'd have to make the suit bigger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well,
what if you had in the Batman movies, he looks as he does, in the Batman, sort of more lankier. But then when he's taking on the Suicide Squad, for example, they put him in a kind of Dark Knight Returns power suit kind of situation.
Sure, yeah.
Because he's probably not going to, maybe he'd be in a Justice League sequel or something like that, but he's not going to be the main character in a new Suicide Squad or Peacemaker or something like that. Yeah. So you just have him show up and he's like, he's got to fight King Shark, so he puts this big suit on. And then he could be Pattinson Batman, and he doesn't have to work out.
He wouldn't even
Which he doesn't want to do.
He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's also said, so I'm going to touch on some of these. Apparently, again, according to THR, Jason Momoa is stepping down as Aquaman after Aquaman 2. Aquaman, if you're in other places in the world. And he's going to play Lobo.
Right.
You saw that interview, right? Where they were like, you're going to be Lobo. He's like, who told you? I'm not. I would never say anything.
I'm Lobo.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Amazing Lobo. Makes sense. Now let's talk about Wonder Woman 3.
Okay.
So Warner Brothers Film Group co-chairpersons and CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi.
They have a series of profit and loss statements here, and they're going to show you how actually it means that everybody liked Wonder Woman 1984.
No. They didn't think the treatment for Wonder Woman 3 worked and decided not to move forward with the film in its current iteration. Gunn and Safran, who had nothing to do with this decision, also agreed that the treatment didn't work. Now, Jenkins was actually asked if she would consider pitching something else for Wonder Woman 3. And she apparently refused and said that they were wrong and they didn't understand her, didn't understand the character and didn't understand character arcs and didn't understand what she was trying to do. And actually sent an email to DeLuca with a link to the Wikipedia definition of character arc.
Ouch, burn.
Love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know who's right or wrong in this situation, but if I were an executive and somebody was like, excuse me, here's the definition of character arc on Wikipedia, I'd call some people and be like, how can we get this person fired?
It seems as if this is true, she left. She said, I'm not pitching anything else and I'm leaving.
Did you also read this, that perhaps one of the premises of Wonder Woman 3 was that Steve Trevor comes back to life again? He's brought back in the Lazarus pit.
Was that a joke
I
thing,
don't know.
though? Yeah,
but you can't rule it out. That's
I did
the thing.
see that. But
there are certain premises I feel like if you were to say, well, actually the rumors about the next Marvel movie is this happening, I'd go, well, that's an obvious lie because they've got a real handle on this sort of stuff. And Feige knows what he's doing there. But if you were to say, no, actually they're bringing back Steve Trevor again, I can't rule that out for DC, honestly.
There's also a leak here that I've got that says, again, this is just on Twitter, it says that he was going to be he was going to be Hal Jordan or something as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so he was going to be the secret bastard son of Steve Trevor, which also wouldn't make sense because he's from like World War I, so that's probably not true.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be looking a way to bring Chris Pine back, but I can also understand their reluctance because Wonder Woman 1984 is not good, and I hate to say that because the first one I really enjoyed.
I can't remember what rating I gave it when we reviewed it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all my memories of it are terrible. So.
But apparently, which I like this, Gal Gadot, or Gadot, I think it is.
Depending where you are in the world.
She's still attached.
Right.
And speaking of, she actually tweeted that she was coming back for Wonder Woman 3 the day before this broke.
That's right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she hangs around to do Wonder Woman. Also, she should. Because I like her as one. She's got that kind of Chris Reeve kind of vibe. Yeah. I think it would be great if she would stay on.
Did you, speaking of Chris Pine, did you see the new Dungeons & Dragons poster for the new upcoming movie?
All faces.
Pretty bad, right?
Just
all
faces, Mason.
It's a shame, yeah.
Is there enough faces there?
So many faces. They've made it. People should stop doing these.
Make a classic, like, 1980s, like, Dungeons and Dragons.
Like hand painted.
Yes.
It doesn't even have to look accurate.
No.
Just like that, like the cover of an old Dungeons and Dragons box set or whatever. That'd be cool. I saw some like...
That looks like Dungeons and Dragons, the fucking last movie they made.
Exactly.
Or the 2000s one.
And I've seen some like early reviews of this, some preview screenings, and people are like, it's pretty silly for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
It's the silliest thing.
It's people sitting around a table saying the stupidest things I can think of. That's what Dungeons and Dragons is. But anyway, I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Posters, they said put all the people on the poster, and that's what happened.
I read something as well here because the owners of
like a Goonies-esque, even Dungeons and Dragons kind of like. I don't know, Drew Struzan thing maybe. I don't know.
Didn't he retire? He's retired.
He did, yeah. But people can do
get
it.
AI to do it. Just get
AI
to
to
do
put it all in a big box. Put it in a box and say, make me a poster.
I read this week that Wizards of the Coast, who own Dungeons and Dragons now, were like, we feel like it's under-monetized. We're going to wait to
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. We need to really, because how it works with Dungeons and Dragons generally is you get the basic rule books. There's like 2 or 3, and then you can do it forever, kind of thing. You can make your own adventures. So it looks like
that's true. They don't have like Warhammer figurines to sell and shit, do they? I mean, they do. I'd imagine, but not like.
But you can't force people to buy them, which is what they're hoping will happen.
The problem is they put all the power in people's imagination.
That's right.
That's where they fell down.
Yeah.
They needed to buy something continually.
They need to get the player's handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide or whatever, and just delete huge sections of it.
Also, you can get any version of it, right?
Yeah.
And just use that forever.
You can get
adapt it however you
wish. You
wish.
can just know the rules, sort of. You can just be like, you can even do like. You can even just sort of make them up as you go. You can be like, I swing my sword. What does that do? I don't know.
You did.
What? Yes.
Crocodile got you.
Crocodile got you. Sorry, man. Whatever. You can just make stuff up. Like you don't have to go, well, a sword does 1 6-sided dice of damage. You can be like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Crocodile got you.
Crocodile got you. It's magic, though. It's sword proof. Sorry. You shouldn't have annoyed me the other week.
That's right.
Now your character's dead.
Yeah, you took the last bit of pineapple pizza.
But I don't know. I don't know how they're going to monetize people's imagination. But I cannot wait to see what they think of.
If it was me, you make a fucking amazing video game.
Yes,
that's how you would do it.
Yeah,
but they won't do that. They'll do something with like Magic the Gathering style cards.
Wizards of the Coast. If you're out there and you're listening, bring back the Dungeons and Dragons side-scrolling arcade games.
Agreed.
Put them on Switch, and I'll buy them.
Yep. I won't buy them.
It's $25 in the bank, baby.
I'll get Mason to tell me if they're all right.
Okay,
I still won't, even if he's like amazing, I won't buy them. But that would be great. Yeah, good stuff,
Great
Mason.
stuff, yeah.
This is this is again via THR. This is about Superman.
Oh.
So, cameos in forthcoming DC movies would have breadcrumbed into a giant tentpole movie inspired by the now classic Crisis on Infinite Earth comics from the 1980s. So that's what they were apparently thinking of building towards, right?
Yeah.
Walter Hamada wanted the Crisis film to mark the long-awaited return of Henry Cavill as Superman, obviously.
Yeah.
But Black Adam star Dwayne Johnson had his own plans and muscled his own Cavill return.
Oh my! So they were the initial the
Or
suits,
a plan,
the suits and the bean counters were thinking about. Okay, we'll wait a bunch more movies.
Yeah, and we'll build to like a big.
Okay, we'll do Flashpoint.
Crossover.
We'll build a multiverse. We'll do all this sort of stuff, and at the end, Superman shows up, and people go, "Hooray!
We love him."
I think that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you'd have to make a bunch of good movies.
Yeah,
in a row. I think there would be interest in it, but if they went whatever they've been doing, Black Adam, Flash with a terrible person in it,
exactly. The Superman showing up at the end of Black Adam, you know, that builds hype. You're not going to get that annoying guy on the internet who's in a movie theater and plans his opportunity to scream and ruin people's experience. If you're doing it, if you're doing it, you know, years down the track, he's not going to be doing annoying screams about the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever.
No,
there's no time.
There's no time. Everyone's busy. Also, Warner Brothers apparently shutting down Man of Steel 2 with the returning Henry Cavill. These characters were apparently going to cameo in The Flash, a highly anticipated time travel adventure movie released to June 16th, which, by the way, moved forward a week, I think. Cavill shot his part of the cameo in September, which I guess is when he did the Black Adam one as well. But sources say there is debate inside the studio as to whether or not to keep the cameo and its inclusion because it promises something that the studio would have no plans on delivering. So Warner Brothers also cautions that no plans have been finalized and The Flash remains an unlocked picture. So I think The Flash, depending on who cameos or doesn't, is really got to determine what's coming next.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because they can't put in Henry Cavill if they're not making a Henry Cavill Superman movie. It's just...
I wonder if James Gunn's love of kind of D-list characters is going to push the emphasis away from characters like Batman and Superman.
No.
And he's going to move more towards, like, you know, your rat catchers and so on and so forth.
No, well, it's funny you should say that because somebody asked him about Superman on Twitter and he wrote, Superman is a huge priority, if not the biggest priority. So I just don't think you can build... You have to put him in.
Yeah,
like you just have... Like it's just... You need those core, the Trinity and whatever, and then...
Yeah.
You know, people outside of that.
But I mean, maybe it's the case of... Maybe it's going to be Superman and the rest of second stringers kind of thing.
Superman and the Duds.
Superman and the Duds, exactly. The Dudstas League. I mean, because you know that's how the Marvel MCU started.
I agree.
Is B-listers.
Yeah.
And maybe he's like, well, I love all these weird characters, so yeah, we'll have Superman do a big adventure, but we'll also build some, you know, good movies with little characters that nobody cares about.
I would love good movies
because
with characters.
There's no narrative barriers with the terrible characters that nobody remembers.
And he knows that from doing a good Suicide Squad movie and the Guardians movies.
Yeah.
Like he knows that you could just pretty much do anything in those movies and people are like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care if this costume's different.
Exactly.
You know?
But if you do Superman, they're like, when are you going to do Doomsday?
Yeah.
When are you going to do Doomsday
We
again?
did it.
When are you going to do it again,
Wasn't
though?
that a different universe? I don't know, man. Fuck. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But again, we're in flux once again.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Andy Muschietti, who directed The Flash, wanted to make a hopeful and heroic Richard Donner style movie, Superman movie, and there was even desire for another Superman Justice League movie with the Snyderverse heroes from higher up. So that was also apparently in the works.
Okay.
Along with Happy Superman.
Sure.
Yeah. Again, maybe in flux,
Maybe.
an idea.
Yeah.
If this is even true. Now, Deadline also said that Cavill, we hear, took it upon himself to announce the return as the Man of Steel on Instagram in October, the day before Safran and Gunn were named the heads of DC. Man of Steel 2 remains an open slot until the studio hears a better pitch.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think you should replace him.
No.
I think you should keep him and do something good. But I think also it looks like they just could.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a good chance here that they want to just clean slate most of this. Keep Peacemaker and not much else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, James Gunn said, Peter and I will help guide the already filmed projects for the next year, and the new slate won't start until after Aquaman 2, which I believe is the end of next year.
Right.
So that's when things are really and truly going to kick off, Mason.
Okay.
So that's everything.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Well, I mean, here's one more thing.
Okay. One more bit of news?
Someone at the Den of Nerds on Twitter said, James Gunn does not like Henry Cavill. And somebody's tagged
this,
James
yeah.
Gunn and said, care to debunk this one? And James Gunn has said, sure, false. And then the Den of Nerds has said, even more people have reached out to me since you said this to tell me you really don't like him. Crossed arms emoji. Just saying what I heard, prayer hands emoji. And James Gunn says, so weird. You seemed so plugged in. Anyway, I just had 40 people reach out to me to say you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, man.
Ooh, sick burns on the
Burn
internet.
on this guy, right?
Also, if I was James Gunn, don't engage with any of that.
No, not worth it. Never worth it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We can do it because we're petty.
That's
But,
absolutely right.
that's
Yeah,
different.
we'll pursue any petty grievance to the bitter end. But James Gunn, he's got stuff going on. We don't have
Don't
any
worry
stuff
about it,
going
man.
on.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I like that he's getting ahead a bunch of this stuff, though. It's being like, that's not true. Some of this is true. And yeah, I think it is. Like he said, I just think it is in flux.
And also, let him have some surprises.
I love
If he was
surprises.
like, yes, to be clear, we're cancelling this and this, and we're going to have a surprise Ratcatcher movie.
Yeah.
There it is.
She's going to kill Superman.
Yeah, she's going to kill Superman
rats are
with
gonna
a
eat him.
kryptonite rat. Kryptonite-teethed rat.
Great stuff. Anything else, Mason, or should we move it along?
And you might be like, well, how could she sneak up on him with a kryptonite rat? And like the time that Bloodsport shot him with a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah.
To which I say, it happens off camera.
Yeah.
And you don't. It's just real quick.
How can you just give him a lead box with a rat in it?
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
this is for
You're like,
you.
what's in this lead box?
I'd say it's not a rat. And if it was a rat, it definitely wouldn't be a kryptonite-toothed rat.
That's true.
And he's so kind and forgiving, he would
That's true.
open that box.
Yeah.
And the rat would get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To death.
Yes.
Get him to death.
It's the most festive time of the year, and HelloFresh is here to help make the most of every moment. From holiday hosting to dinners during busy weeknights, you can count on HelloFresh to deliver fresh ingredients and seasonal recipes. 'Tis the season for saving money also, whenever you can. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout. So you can use those savings for holiday gifts, or why not treat yourself? HelloFresh can also help you eat better amid all the holiday temptations. Their meals have 20% fewer calories than takeout. So you can still have full flavor, just without the guilt. Now, we've been doing the HelloFresh on and off for years now. And let me tell you something that we tried recently. I'm going to tell you this right now. The Herbie chicken burger and sweet potato fries with caramelized onions and creamy pesto. All these meals, incredibly easy to cook. We cook them with kids. It's easy to follow recipe cards and all of that. It's a lot of fun, very quick to do, and just bloody banging out. It's like bada bing, here we go. Here's a HelloFresh meal. Now you can eat this, and it's ready. It's a good, fun time to put it together. I mean, it takes longer with kids, obviously, because they're all like, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about. If you did it on your own, it'd be even shorter. But it's not about that. It's about the learning. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Go to hellofresh.com/weeklyplanet18 and use code weeklyplanet18 for 18 free meals plus free shipping. That's right. Go to hellofresh.com/weeklyplanet18 and use code weeklyplanet18 for 18 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Before we talk the Game Awards, I guess it seems like it was a mess.
Absolutely.
And they need people to come in and just be like, just streamline all of this, have an idea of what's happening, not have 10 ideas and do none of them.
Correct,
You know,
yes.
like, you need something.
But that's better than having 0 ideas and doing all of them.
Well, maybe they were doing that too.
I think so, maybe. They had 2 teams. They had one team with a bunch of ideas just flailing around, and then one team of absolute consummate professionals who were given no ideas. Like, why isn't this working? Both of these teams are producing garbage or nothing. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, Mason.
We're stupid over here.
We're stupid over here. But you know where we're not stupid?
Well, we're not stupid.
Did you watch the Game Awards as they streamed? Jeff Keighley's own.
I
Jeff Keighley.
didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't watch them, but I saw, certain highlights. I'm aware that Al Pacino was there.
Yeah, I saw that.
And just came on stage and was like, I
don't
don't
play
play
video
games. I don't know why I'm here. What's happening? Is it because is he in Death Stranding too? Is that why he's...
Maybe. I have no idea.
Because I did see the trailer for Death Stranding 2, even more death.
Ooh-ah,
and it's
goblin mode.
still stranding. I'm going goblin mode. Hoo-ah!
He does go goblin mode.
It's true he does,
Maybe
yeah.
not as much anymore.
Yeah. In Heat, he's going goblin mode all day.
How do you feel about bringing out celebrities who don't know what's going on?
Love
I don't
it.
mean because he's old.
Yeah.
But they're just like, here's video.
I love
here's
it.
famous person who doesn't know video games.
Very charming, yeah.
You don't want like, Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Because I know some people are like, boo, bring out real fans or whatever. Bring out me. I'm a real fan.
Yeah, that's right. Don't bring up Al Pacino, star of the screen, absolute legend.
I played
Bring up me.
Valorant.
Yeah.
Bring me out.
I've done a speed run on Doom. I didn't win. I didn't break the record or nothing.
But I did one.
I did one.
Yeah. Anyways, there was obviously the Bill Clinton moment.
Oh, yeah.
Which gained a lot of traction. But we're pretty much going to talk about the main kind of reveals of things that I guess relate to the show and we have interest in. Let's start things off, Mason, with a game which is probably going to cost me $1,000, and that is Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Because you're going to keep losing it and having to buy new
keep
copies.
purchasing it,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
and I refuse to go digital. No, because I'm going to have it's PlayStation 5. So this looks like,
right.
if it reviews well,
Okay.
this is $1,000 game for me.
Yeah.
So
Can we get it? I'm going to look at JB Hi-Fi right now.
yeah,
The
they got
local
them. I've
purveyor.
already looked.
Oh, you have?
They've
Okay,
got them at
good.
eBay. They got them at JB.
Okay, right.
They got them and a lot of time it's a pack. It's like, get it with God of War. And I'm like, I've got God of War.
Right.
I don't want God of
It's a
War.
bad version of God of War.
Yeah. that's
No,
right.
I still haven't got it. I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, you'll get it. Yeah, you'll bloody get it. All right. So this is out in March, which is great because that's really soon.
Yeah.
You might have seen some new weapons. It looks like he's going to have a blaster as well. Did you see some of the
Yeah, I did
reveals?
see that. And of course, he's got I think maybe one of the biggest reveals
Yeah.
is, of course,
A beard. A bit of stubble.
Bit of stubble, sure, but the biggest reveal I think is, because it's a reference to another Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
as he's going to get a crossguard lightsaber in the
Yes.
style of Kylo Ren.
I wouldn't even say that's the biggest reveal,
Oh, yes?
Mason.
Well, the biggest reveal, of course, is the reveal of who was in that Bacta tank in the previous trailer.
Yeah.
And they were like, finally, he's here and he's escaped and he's going to get his revenge. And I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know who this is.
I think he's from the High Republic era.
Okay, right.
You know those
So he's not from the previous game because every
No,
time I see this, I'm like, did I fight that guy?
No, you
What's
might
going on?
have hit him with a rock or something.
Maybe I hit him with a rock,
Force.
sure.
Yeah, because there's some High Republic robes going on there. I don't
Okay,
know if
sure.
you saw. Yeah. So we see some new use of Force powers as well. See some more animals. He's doing some animal riding in this,
That's
which is
true.
good because in the previous game it's just animal killing all day.
Sure, yeah.
Just animal murdering.
So in addition to animal killing, also animal enslavement. I think
that's
good,
right.
yeah.
That's good.
It's good.
He also, it looks like, though this was in more of the leaks, he's going to have a blaster as well. So
Yes.
they're going to factor that into combat. You see,
And if you pre-order, you can get Han Solo's blaster.
there's a whole lot of different outfit. You can get Obi-Wan's outfit. You can
Yeah.
get different outfits, which I think is. I love a different outfit, Mason.
I want Dexter Jettster's dirty diner outfit.
I agree. That dirty singlet that he's.
I want to
in.
get the dirty diner pack.
What's the weapon? A skillet.
Spatula.
Okay, a
A
spatula.
hot
and a-
spatula.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Okay.
Well, you're going to be fighting guys with lightsabers.
Yeah,
you need a
that would
hot
be
spatula.
hot. Yeah, it would be hot, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So look, this.
Taste my hot spatch, you'd say.
Has it been 4 years? It's probably been about 4
About
years,
that,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah.
Good. That means that's a lot of development time.
Your pilot and captain from the previous game, nice shaved head, looking good there.
Things are looking pretty grim in the universe, Mason.
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
because of the big Star Wars that's been happening.
You know things are getting grim if people are shaving their heads or letting their hair grow really long.
Bad news all
Bad
around.
news, yeah.
Yeah.
You know you're living in a paradise when everybody's got a short back and sides.
That's right.
Yeah. Dystopia means different haircut.
Absolutely it does, Mason. It definitely does. So, yeah, no, again, I really enjoyed the last game and the story and the combat and all of that. And
Yeah.
just an expansion on that would be enough for me, Mason,
Yeah.
I feel. But it looks like it might even go beyond that, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's just like a DLC.
Yeah.
It's like new worlds and environments and
Cal
et cetera.
has a move, I'm not sure he had it in the previous game, where you can grab a stormtrooper,
Yeah.
use him as a human shield,
Yeah.
and get him to shoot some other guys, and
That's
then you
right.
hurl him off a cliff. That's what we want out of a Star Wars
right.
game, I think.
And Cameron
Wanted
Monaghan.
destruction.
Cameron Monaghan, if you're listening, which you might be,
Oh, yes, go on.
we need PlayStation 5s. Just tell us where they are. We wouldn't ask you to buy them, but if you could
Right.
find like where we could order
If you could
one,
put two in a warehouse,
just let us know.
let us know the
We're
entry
good for it,
code.
we're good for it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll leave money there. We'll leave money.
So yeah, really looking forward to that. Again, March, a few months out. I love that. I love that when games that they don't reveal something and then it's not like a fucking 5 years or whatever. It's just like
yeah.
it's out. This is the most we've seen of it, and it's so
Yeah.
close. And I have to get a PlayStation 5 now.
That's true.
apparently, yeah. God damn, Mason. Now there was also a trailer for which we had used in-game graphics for the open world survival MMO based on Frank Herbert's epic Dune.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Did you see that? It's called
No.
Dune Awakening. It's from the developers of Age of Conan, which was kind of a low-budget, open-worldy survivor.
I vaguely remember that, sure, yeah.
Which people like, but it's not great. But it's low budget and
Yeah,
whatever.
right,
but
right.
this obviously has got a bit more of
But you weren't Conan in that game, I think. You were just some guy, weren't you?
Conan's brother Bronan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know actually. I'll look that up right now, Mason.
Good.
Age of Conan, na, came out in 2008. Oh, no, this is a different Conan game I'm talking about. Because there was another one, wasn't there? Another Conan game.
Look,
more
I'm
recently?
not up to speed entirely on Conan games.
Why not?
I'm too busy watching Conan O'Brien, his podcast. I've only got room for one Conan in my life.
It's good, isn't it, that one?
It is. It's got Matt Gawley from various...
He's always in it?
Mostly, yeah. It's Gawley and Conan's assistant Sonar.
Conan Unconquered, no, that's a different one. Maybe it was the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But
Great.
Matt Gawley, of course, from various podcasts that are delightful.
Including the James Bond one.
If
Mason.
people haven't listened to his podcast, I was there too.
Yeah.
It for a long time was behind various paywalls.
Yeah.
But you can now just Google I was there too, and it's currently free. So if you want to listen to him interview people who were present for big moments in cinema history, even if they didn't have a major role.
Or maybe they did even.
Maybe they did
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Check that out because it's very fun,
great.
very insightful. And if you want to know what was happening on a particular day on Star Wars, it's not on Spotify, but it's in other places. I think.
Yeah. Great. I think a bunch of them are on YouTube as well. Yeah. There's a really good one with Clive Revill, who was the original voice of the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
Yeah. Another game, Mason, is called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Now, this was not an in-game display of activities.
No,
This
it was a cutscene.
we saw it was a cutscene.
Cinematic cutscene.
That's right. The Flash had been stopped. Oh, by the way, the Justice League go bad and the Suicide Squad have to stop them, which I guess is like supposed to be the premise of the Suicide Squad in the first place.
It's some sort of brain thing. It's
a
not.
brain thing.
They haven't just decided morally to go.
No, but maybe.
No,
Anyway,
they got the thing around their eyes.
no, they're bad. Look at the brain thing. No, not. They decided, Mason. It's a moral thing.
Oh wow.
So we said that they've stopped the Flash at this point and whatever.
Yes, because in the previous trailer it was them versus, or leading up to, it was a cutscene leading up to them fighting the Flash.
Yes. And this one has the reveal of Batman. And I was wondering as it was starting of because of what happened to Kevin Conroy, who was voicing Batman, and it's Kevin Conroy.
It is Kevin
which
Conroy.
Is amazing.
Let me ask you this, because the only line of dialogue he delivers in this cutscene, he delivers the classic Batman the Animated Series,
Yeah.
I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. Is this going to be all original audio, or do you think this is archived audio and
I
they put it together?
think this-
Because he won't be a main... He's not a main character, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think they've just collated some stuff that he's done?
I think this was probably recorded years ago.
Right,
Yeah, because they normally get well ahead of this stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I hope so, at least. I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
that than archival whatevers.
Yeah. It's also revealed in this
you
trailer.
might be right, though, I
Yeah.
should say,
Also,
yeah.
also revealed in this trailer, which I thought was interesting, because one of these games, it's not Gotham Knights, but this game is set in the Arkhamverse.
Yes.
And it's set post-Arkham Knight, seemingly, because Harley Quinn knows that Batman
Wayne
is
is
Bruce
Batman,
Wayne, because
yeah.
she calls him Bruce.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Because canonically in the Arkham games, he's dead, but then he wasn't dead.
He wasn't dead if you got all the Riddler trophies and
yeah.
and whatever.
So canonically, for most people, he is dead because most people
Most
didn't
people,
do that.
including us, didn't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man.
That is cool.
That's great stuff. Let me check, Mason. Let me check what's going on here. Next up we have...
It's weird that none of the other members of the Suicide Squad are like, what do you mean, Bruce?
Yeah. Well, they'd know, wouldn't they?
Oh, maybe they all do know, yeah.
Because
okay.
it was public.
That's true.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Transformers Reactivate. It was just a short teaser and whatever. It was just CGI. I don't think you saw this one. It's going to be an online action game coming to PC and consoles. Reactivate will tell a new Transformers story and will let players fully immerse themselves in the universe like never before.
That's incredible.
Whatever that means.
I like that.
And that's fine. But the one I think I was probably most excited for... actually... I was also excited for.
Okay,
let's say,
sure.
because also I want to play Jedi Survivor and Suicide Squad, or whatever. But Hellboy: Web of Wyrd.
Yes.
Weird,
I think. Web of Weird.
Weird.
Like the Weird sisters.
Like the way that Homestar Runner says weird.
Yes, exactly. That's so weird. Hellboy: Web of Weird.
This is a roguelite action adventure with an original story.
Do you remember when he goes for a meeting with Strongbad and Strongbad's like, I saw you walk past like 5 times. And Homestar's like, I doubt it. I drove. Remember that?
I do.
Remember Homestar?
I
Oh,
do. Loved it.
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So Lance Reddick is going to be Hellboy.
That's great. I love that.
And of course, I guess the most defining characteristic of this trailer is that it looks exactly like the Mike Mignola comics.
Yeah.
That they've just done the exact art style situation. If you hear screaming, there's some Mario Party happening next door.
Oh,
everybody.
that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you think of that, Mason?
Looked very exciting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, there's been some attempts at Hellboy games before.
We
I think
played one.
We played one for Caravan of Garbage. And
Yeah.
it was not good. But yeah, this is very much.
Atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, the availability of kind of cell-shaded comic book-esque art for video games. It's been around for a while. Like, wasn't there Mad World on the Wii?
Oh, I remember
was that
that.
very
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
violent.
yeah.
It was like the most violent game on the Wii. It was more black and white, but then it was red for blood.
Because of Red for Blood.
Because of red for blood.
Yeah.
But this looks great.
I agree.
Tremendous. And I'm glad Mike Mignola's name is like front and center on the game.
Should
as well.
be.
That's cool, yeah.
And I also like that, not that I don't like reinterpretations of various characters, including Hellboy, but I love just they just did it. Like just great stuff, Mason.
Do you think we're going to see many of the delightful characters from the Hellboy universe?
Yes, I think we're going to see a bunch of them. Should read a bunch of Hellboy, actually.
It's pretty good.
All right, I will then.
There's a
Give me one to read.
There's a Hellboy Batman Starman crossover, which is very good, I thought.
All right, cool. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I think that's everything that I enjoyed from the Game Awards, though.
Yep.
Various congratulations to all the games that won and whatever.
Yeah.
But whatever. Whatever, Mason.
Whatever, exactly right, yes.
No, there was definitely some surprises along the way, you know? Probably. I didn't watch it live. Anything else?
Leah Seydoux was there.
Was she?
Yeah.
What did
She's
she
in Death
present?
Stranding too.
Oh, yeah.
But she was
yeah.
also there in person, I think.
Death Stranding, you going to do it?
Didn't play
Have
it.
you?
Didn't play the first one.
No?
Didn't think I'd ever be able to get into it.
No, I mean,
And I suspect I'm correct.
Yeah.
So,
Great stuff, Mason. Should we move it along?
yes.
But what would we even look at or talk about in the next
I
segment
think
of
we
the show?
should. I think we could talk about what we're reading.
Yep.
And also what we're gonna read.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I can't put the theme song in. Collins put the theme song in because my laptop is a lap drop, Mason.
That is absolutely correct.
I'm
You
off-
might because you dropped it.
Yeah.
One might even say that's a lap drop.
Yeah, one might.
Yes. So the drama continues.
It certainly does. All right, this is the theme song.
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm doing the theme. Westworld. The theme song wasn't it good?
It's really good. I
Yeah,
think,
absolutely. Mason, have you read anything this week?
Well, speaking about reading, thanks to everybody who popped by the European Beer Cafe in the city yesterday at time of recording. We recorded a live episode of Dave Warnicki's Book Cheat.
How was
Myself
it?
and Naomi Higgins. It was very good. We listened to
What book did you do?
We listened to a tale of a Christmassy James Bond book.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be out in a couple of weeks, so I'll let people know when that happens. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, good to see some of the listeners. Very
Absolutely.
nice.
Did you go and say hello, or did you just leave out the back?
I just waited until some people said hello to me.
Okay, so
No, that's not true. I came up to everyone who was like, "Hi, do you like podcasts?"
you said that?
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing because everybody likes podcasts in retrospect.
It's true.
So,
Oh, good. It was a good, fun show.
good fun show. I had a lot
Great.
of fun.
Awesome.
Maybe the audience did too.
It's up to them.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I haven't read it yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it, Mason. I'm thinking about this before Avatar 2 comes out. There was a draft that James Cameron initially did for Avatar 2, which he didn't end up making, which has been turned into a comic.
Okay.
And the first part of it is out this
officially?
week. Officially?
Okay.
And it's out this week, and I saw it on Comixology, and it's like volume 1, and I'm like, I should read that.
Is it like inexplicably $40 or something?
So I think it might be one of those ones.
Yeah.
I can have a look for you. But so I might read that. I guess I might also read it you know what? I might see the movie, and if the movie's good, I'll read. I'll be
Right,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
want more of this. So, we'll see. I don't want to play. It's probably $15. Yeah, it is. It's 15 Australian.
Okay, right, that's-
Or reduced from $24.99
Ooh
though.
la la.
So that's good, Mason, isn't it? Yeah. It's called Avatar: The High Ground Volume 1. Wow.
Okay. All right.
Can't wait to see
Be
it.
great.
Anything else?
Have you kept up with? You mentioned it a while back. I think it's the Chip Zdarsky Batman
Yes.
run, and
I
it's
have.
Batman versus a
big robot.
a big robot called Failsafe.
Yes.
that he might have had something to do with building.
Yes.
I have not started on that one, but there's a sort of a really interesting image I saw on Twitter this week. He's falling out of space. Batman has been thrown from something.
He's been thrown from the moon.
Oh, terrific! How's he going to get out of that one?
It's great. It's really.
Okay,
I
all
read
right.
that one earlier this week. I very much enjoy. I think there's one issue left of that.
I'm glad that Chip Zdarsky he's gone from. Not that I don't like his independent work, I really do, but
Yeah.
I think it's great that he's moved on. Well, he's branching out to really
Does a bit of
mainstream so
everything.
that people can
Yeah.
really get
Appreciate
into
his
and
work.
then they'll read that and they'll go back to his older stuff, which is
I
cool.
still got to read Public Domain. Did he do that?
Which one's that?
Did he do Public Domain?
James, I do not know.
Let me check.
Is that about public domain characters?
Yeah, something like that. It's got it is Chip Zdarsky.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I've bought it. I just haven't.
All right. So I watched a few things this week, James.
Oh wow.
I watched a Netflix show called Irreverent.
Oh, that's the one with Broden Kelly, is it?
Well, I mean, look, it's a fun. It's sort of like it's a little bit like a Northern Exposure kind of thing. It's got a little bit of intrigue. It's about a mob guy who.
Look at these kids having a good time next door.
It's like when you're at a comedy gig and like the gig's going fine. Like you're watching and your comedian of choice is going fine, but then there's another comedy act in the other room and people are like, "Blah," and you're like,
we can't compete with Mario Party.
There's a moment where you're like, maybe I should have gone to the other gig. But anyway, it's about a mob guy who has to, an American mob guy who has to...
From the TV show Arrow.
Exactly. He has to escape the heat. Oh, yeah, because he's that guy.
He's that guy.
He has to escape the heat, so he goes to... he ends up taking the first flight to far north Queensland and ends up switching places with...
a reverend
who was going to take up residence in this tiny little town, but he takes over instead and meets some funny, colourful characters. And it's fun. I like it.
Yep.
But I would not have watched it if not for the fact that Broden was in it.
Is he good in it?
Yes, he's a sort of he's a local tough. His mum is like a small-time criminal, and and he and his brother are kind of like the muscle.
Gotcha.
Good. A lot of fun.
Cool.
I wonder if, because when this show was announced, I'm like, I wonder if the people involved were also aware of Impasta, which is a TV series from 2015 that has Michael Rosenbaum in the exact same role. Do you remember this? Yeah, you can watch it on Stan. But yeah, he's also a man on the run who becomes a priest. But I mean, that's in the grand tradition, isn't it? They've got nuns on the run.
Yeah.
We've got probably another thing, you know?
Guns on the run?
Yes.
Chums on the run.
Chums on the run.
Very good.
A couple of other things.
Oh, wow.
I watched most of a movie called Troll, which is...
what's that like?
We mentioned briefly on the podcast.
Netflix something?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Isn't there another movie called Troll Hunter or whatever?
Well, there's a bunch of troll movies, I think, from the 80s where they're more like, gory horror movies.
Even more recently, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Troll Hunter definitely sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
But it's sort of a Norwegian monster movie, and it's like a 100-foot-tall mountain troll.
Yeah, it's from 2010.
Of myth, sort of emerges from the mountains and sort of goes on a rampage. It's more of like... See, I didn't watch all of it. It felt kind of like... It was quite family friendly. It felt like... I'm not sure it's meant to be family friendly.
Okay.
But it just felt kind of like a little bit Godzilla 98, a little bit kind of Jurassic Park kind of thing. It's just like, like... I think the actual monster design is, I think, very good.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's exactly what you would think of as like a rock troll emerging from the mountains, and it's all covered in moss and et cetera.
How big is it?
Kind of like 100 feet tall.
Yeah, that's tall.
It's pretty tall, right?
Well, this movie, there is one. It's one word, Troll Hunter from 2010.
Oh.
And if you've ever seen this trailer, I'll be poster.
No.
Yeah, it's like a found footage one. Apparently it's quite good. So I think if you liked that, like the premise of that, you might but didn't love it, you might actually like this.
Good cast of mostly unknown people from Norway, or maybe they're very well known in Norway.
Maybe they're the most famous people in
Norway. But also there's a supporting role for Billy Campbell, who he's done a bunch of stuff, but he's best known to me as the Rocketeer in the movie The Rocketeer.
Oh!
And what's interesting is his character's name is Dr. Secord, and his character...
His name's Clifford Secord.
Clifford Secord in the Rocketeer, so clearly there's a big fan.
That's a coincidence?
Big fan of the Rocketeer. Yeah, it's probably a coincidence, yeah.
Oh, people ask, is Billy Campbell still married?
Oh, is he? Let's check.
I don't know.
Looks that way. To Anne Campbell.
Anne Campbell.
Anyway, he's looking great, that guy.
He is good for 63.
Man, and one other thing, I listened to a podcast, and it's an Australian podcast. It's like an audio play. It's called Starship Q Star. It's just come out.
Yes.
And it's about the first all non-male Starship crew going on a mission to Mars. That it's like a really very obvious like corporate PR exercise.
Okay.
And when they arrive on Mars, they find out that Earth's been destroyed and they're the only people left in the universe. They're like it's they've been given a pink spaceship, and all the cargo,
all the amenities,
all the amenities are tampon, like all the cargo holds filled with tampons, and then they're just like, well, now I guess we're going on adventures throughout the universe. It's like Red Dwarf if the two main characters used to date, if Lister and Remy used to date, and now it's really awkward.
So is it just the two of them?
No, it's like a 6 or 7 person crew.
That's not.
It's fun.
Sounds like
good gags, I thought.
It would make a good series. Who's in it?
Most people that I'm not aware of, but Lena Moon from Game of Game and Annie Lumsden, who they are a comedy duo called Annie and Lena.
Yeah, I know.
They're on it. They're fun.
Oh, awesome.
And there's a little cameo from Ben Russell.
Oh,
but everybody else is really good. And like I said, good gag. Good
What's it called again?
It's called Starship Q Star.
Starship Q Star. I've been watching that.
Yeah, it's pretty like fun and lighthearted, despite
Yeah.
the fact that Earth is destroyed.
I've been watching that. Whatever it is, the
I don't know what
Avenue
it is. Jeff.
5.
Could be anything.
Avenue
Okay, with
5,
Hugh Laurie.
yeah,
Okay,
which is similar-ish, not really, but yeah, space. That's which is
Space,
quite good.
yeah.
Cool. Should we move it along?
we should momentarily, James.
Why, you got somewhere to be?
Yeah, I've got somewhere to be.
Where you gotta go? Who you gotta
hang on.
call? Who you gotta call, Mason? Who you gonna call?
Lady Ghostbusters.
Lady Ghostbusters.
Lady Ghostbusters. They're there.
There they are.
They're pretty good. They're all right.
They're fine. I mean, they're not great movies in general, are they?
No.
I mean, any of them, even the first one.
I think the first one's very good.
Yeah, I reckon they're not great.
Wow.
And all their
Brutal.
fans are losers.
Oh, what? No, James. What are you doing? What are you bringing down upon us? They'll find this clip. They'll clip it out. And a guy dressed as Slimer will do a 20-minute video about how bad we are, and we won't watch it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for letters.
Yep.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're
Boys.
We're going to hear right now. We're going to do letters.
Because you said that thing about the all-women starship. I just
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to,
yeah. Had to
bring back,
redress the balance.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring back,
Yeah.
all the men who listen to this show. you know?
Absolutely.
Just helping everybody out.
Absolutely.
If you do want to reach the show, hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
I better
just
get some letters.
like Greg has.
Oh.
Greg Bark, who says, hashtag weeklyplanetpod. Listening to your episode discussing The Rock and when he will have a defining movie. I keep thinking about his role, which you mentioned, in Be Cool. He played a gay bodyguard who wanted to be an actor. He took a chance playing that character. Yeah, true. Now, I've seen like bits of that movie. Apparently it's not great. But at least he was like, he was
doing
did a
something.
thing. He tried a thing.
But I mean, that's more of a case of like, he was quite early in his career and he was you know,
yeah.
trying
But
to find
still,
his niche, I guess.
That's, there's a moment where I think John Travolta beats him up which is very realistic. And great point, Greg. Great point. You got another one, Mason?
Oh, let's find out. James, this is from Ellis, a UK backpacker travelling solo down under. Hi, James and Meso. Big fan from the UK here. I've been listening to the pod for over 6 years now. It's got me through some long shifts. Let me tell you, I'm planning on coming to Australia for 2 years, and I'm starting my journey in Cairns, April 2023, and then travelling down the East Coast in a camper van as it gets warmer throughout the year. I'm coming to Melbourne hopefully by September time, and we'll love to know if there are any places you could recommend for a first-timer in Melbourne, and any places between Cairns and Melbourne for that matter. I'm a big fan of the NRL. Are you guys into rugby league?
No.
No, absolutely
No.
not. Also, you guys planning on doing a meet and greet in 2023?
No.
Thanks, fellas, from Ellis. we are not, but I mean, we'll be at things, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'll imagine I'll be doing live podcasts with people. So
we might do something.
We might do something,
What's
yeah.
on the way from Cairns to Melbourne?
Probably some big things.
Yeah.
I'd recommend big things. If you can go to a big sheep or a big prawn or something, check that out. Take a photo in front of a big prawn.
I've just written Cairns to Melbourne attractions. Here we go. It's a 31-hour drive, apparently.
Okay, sure. In a camper van.
Stop, and this is from wonderlog.com. Stop and things to do and something. Here we go. Oh, this is a terrible website. You go to Townsville. You go to Mudgee. You go to.
The sheer lack of imagination. What should we call this town? Townsville?
You could go to Dubbo, and then you can go back to Mudgee, apparently.
Okay.
Then you go to.
Oh, the Mudgee Dubbo Mudgee. Triple bill.
Then you can go to Orange, and then Orange again, and then Canberra. You could skip Canberra. Beechworth, they've got that bakery, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Which is fine.
Go to some local bakeries.
Yep.
Get a vanilla slice, or I would recommend a caramel slice.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Yeah,
Echuca Moama's good. You
Yeah,
want a
sure.
steamboat ride? You want to see a steamboat?
Yes.
You want to see a steamboat,
Yes.
Mason?
Yes.
You want to go to Rochester?
Googling it's just not the same. I could Google steamboat, but it's not the same.
Some of my family's from that area, Mason.
Wow.
You want to go to Healesville?
Yes, Healesville Sanctuary.
I like Healesville a lot, actually. So, yeah, those are some of the places you can go. Mudgee twice.
I think the children out there are trying to match our level of enthusiasm. I think they can hear our yelling about Echuca Moama, so they're going to yell about Mario Party. But it's not going to work. It's
not gonna
Because I
work.
can yell about Echuca Moama louder than any children can yell about
goddamn
Mario Party.
day.
Right? James, here's a bit of a... James, here's an email from Whit. He says, my big sis really needs a shout-out. Hey, guys, long-time listener, huge fan, etc. My sister Meg is also a big fan of you guys.
Shout out.
I wouldn't call her a diehard week-to-weeker, but she always checks back in when she needs another hit of your delightful Aussie charm. I'm writing because Meg just lost her partner of 18 years, Brian, this past week. Meg would sometimes play him clips of you guys she found particularly amusing. Reportedly, his reactions range from mild bemusement to stone silence, accompanied by a puzzled look. Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Despite his obviously terrible sense of humour, Brian was one of the most genuinely good people I've ever known, and the hole left in all of our lives without him cannot be properly quantified. I hope you guys can give her a shout out as she goes through this tough times. That's from Wit.
That's terrible news. Really sorry to
terrible
hear
news,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was probably right not to like any of
Oh,
this.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. So, you know, there's that. But no, that's really, like, I can't even imagine a partner of 18 years. Like, that's terrible, terrible news. And I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Hope you got clearly you got good people around you, you got wit.
That's true.
So yeah, lean on that guy.
He's got a dry
Lean on
wit.
him hard. Tell him we said so.
I said dry wit. What's that? Is that anything?
Yeah, a dry wit.
Dry wit.
That's how you spell it.
Not too dry that he's brittle. More like a figure of speech. Yeah.
James, you got any more? You got any more tweets there?
Might just, Mason.
Okay, I'm going to look for one more letter.
Terrible news, though. Again, goddamn. Awful. It's from Alla Primer, who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. Would love to see an M. Night Caravan of Garbage series ahead of his upcoming film, maybe starting from The Sixth Sense to The Village. And why not throw in The Happening for good measure and some Mark Wahlberg? I would like to do some M. Night movies because, I mean, they're always interesting, aren't they? You know? There's always something going on. What do you think about that? Sixth Sense.
That's true.
to The
There is
Village.
always something going on in those movies.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
So that would be Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village. I don't know if it's that order, but it would be roughly that,
Something
right?
like that, yeah.
And those
I've never seen The Village, I don't think.
Villages, I mean, you know the twist though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why you probably haven't seen it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I don't know whether we will do it for this upcoming thing, but no, definitely at some point.
Here's an email from Ash. Hi, James and Meso. Ash here.
Hi, Ash.
Yeah, we know Ash.
Yeah, we know.
I want to thank you both for all the hard work and effort you put into this show. I listen to the pod nearly every day at work and the commute there and back. My boss thinks I get sick all the time because sometimes I laugh out loud at something funny you say and I try to cover it up by a delayed cough. According to Spotify, The Weekly Planet is my #1 podcast and I've listened to the pod for 2,800 minutes this year.
Wow.
I usually listen to everything on private, so I'm sure it's more. I recommend the show to all of my friends and play them snippets of the pod, and there are usually 2 reactions. Here we go again.
There we go. Here we bloody go.
Continuous laughter followed by, that's amazing.
Oh.
Or 2, why do they shoot it up my butthole?
Great questions.
Can I be the official New Zealander of the show? I'm sure you've appointed someone else.
They're gone.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
out.
you
They're
now.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they want to write in.
That's true.
Contend.
Contend, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody who shared their Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, we got a bunch
We
of
got a bunch.
those.
And look, 2,800 minutes is a lot of minutes, but some people are like, I listened to you for 70,000 minutes.
He said he was doing it on private, though, so he probably had even more.
That's true.
Probably had
Yeah,
2,900 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of my favorite things, James.
Oh.
I bet this is on the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates group. This is last email. This is from Brad. You guys came to my wedding.
No,
I don't know
we
if you
didn't.
saw this.
No, we didn't.
I recently
Tell
got-
him we didn't.
No, James. You're gonna flip your lid.
Okay.
You're gonna flip that lid. That lid has remained unflipped. How old is that shirt you're wearing?
It's as old as your mum.
It's not as old as my mum.
No, it wouldn't be, but it's a T-shirt. That would be ridiculous.
That's
What is
true,
this, like
yeah.
a 65-year-old T-shirt?
Right?
No, it's not that
Yeah,
old.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, why would you even think that? Go on.
You thought it. Son of a bitch. This is from Brad. I recently got married, and my best man, greatest mate of the wedding, is a fellow listener. We had the great and totally not insane idea of recreating some iconic Weekly Planet stock photos as seen below. You guys in the pod are a huge part of our lives with how often we listen to you, so we wanted to honour you with something. Thanks for being a huge part of keeping us sane. So here we go. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. That's us. We're looking at something funny on the phone.
Very good.
We're looking at something funny on the phone. There's the one with Claire, but we've got
Oh
the...
my God, they
Yeah,
did it.
They're all standing, doing some awkward standing as we did. There's some there we're doing some points. They're doing
That's
some
my
points.
wedding,
There's
that
a wedding
photo.
photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. They're wearing Weekly Planet t-shirts, not for the whole wedding.
No,
but for
I'd
the
imagine not, yeah.
Okay, that's on that I believe is on the Weekly Planet Great Mates Facebook.
I
group,
love
so,
that.
So check that out. Search for Brad.
Thank
And
you.
you'll find that. That's
I'll
great.
find it, and I'll know. That's great stuff, Mason. Oh, man, what a world. These guys are enjoying Mario Party too much.
I know, right? We're going to
should-
get out there and we're
we
going to
should-
pull the plug on
We're going
it.
to yell at them.
We're going to pull the plug on that and pull the plug on their life
Say,
support.
this isn't life.
That's right.
This life isn't fun.
Get a job. Get a paper route.
And then
get a-
give us rent.
That's right.
Give us rent money.
Give me rent money, even though I don't live here. It's important you realize that life isn't fair and it sometimes makes no sense. Give me an unrelated person rent.
Exactly.
What are you giving your kids for like an allowance?
Oh, well, it's like what is it? $3 to $5 a week or something like that. I
pretty
can't
good.
remember.
Alright, yeah,
But he
okay.
does jobs and stuff. And
Yeah.
sometimes we forget and whatever,
Yeah.
you know. But also, like, if he needs something, I'll just be like,
No, that's true.
I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Not always, obviously.
Sometimes you get him to trip somebody at the supermarket,
Yeah.
pretend it was an accident. That's
Yeah.
a job. That counts.
That's right.
You know?
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know what he's doing. Stop it. Hey, buddy, don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
have a word to him later.
Yeah, I'll have a word
definitely.
to him later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just hand him $3.
You've earned this one. There it is.
What do you think? What's a good amount?
No, I think that. I mean, I don't have any kids, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
if you
that,
did, how many-
That seems correct.
How many?
I think I got like $2 as a kid, so
Yeah,
I guess, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's risen in line with inflation, quite frankly.
I completely agree with that.
I think the minimum allowance should be $20 now.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I
But
don't
it isn't,
actually.
though. As the man with all the money, you don't have to do that, though. So, and there's no law against it, so.
Yeah, exactly. But it's good for he does set the table and he does some other things. It's good. It's good to.
Hey, I'm not accusing you.
No. I'm just
not
saying it's
accusing you
good
of
to like.
being either a soft touch or a slave driver.
No. It's just it's like it's interesting with kids, Mason. It's interesting because I hope you can't hear this, but like you can do everything that they do in half the time. Literally everything.
Sure.
Like you could dress them quicker than they could dress themselves.
You can have a tantrum in half the time
Yeah.
that he can have a tantrum.
Yeah,
You
but, like-
you just do it in 5 minutes and get it over with, and then you're fine again.
But it's like I could set the table. I could do it I do it without thinking about it. It would take me, it'd take me 40 minutes.
You wouldn't give anybody 2 forks,
no,
for example.
Exactly. But that's not useful for somebody
That's
if
true.
you just do literally everything. So it's more about getting them to do things for themselves. Yeah, that's right. Mason,
Whole
that's the end
show,
of
I
the
think,
show. Yeah.
Folks, thank you so much for listening. We very much appreciate it. Keep sending in those Spotify raps.
Yeah.
We're loving it. Can you do that on other platforms? Probably just Spotify.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
What am I?
Spotify this year was all like, you're an innovator. You are always
Am I?
looking at new music or something. It's always that. Or like,
Am I?
yeah.
I'm always looking at new
You're a
music.
hermit. You listen to precisely one song, and it's that weird sex song.
Do I?
Yeah, that's right. It's good to dance the robot too.
Anything could be a sex song, Mason.
I guess that's true.
Obviously.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for telling your friends about it. Thank you for doing some sort of weird live stock photo recreation at your wedding. We do appreciate that.
Damn.
That's pretty good stuff. Thank you but definitely thank you for telling your friends about it, because that's how we get new listeners, and that's what we like. We like those new listeners because
love
we get a
new-
bunch of new listeners, and most of them are like, I don't like this at all.
We love 'em.
But some people stick with it, and they're like, actually, this is okay.
But this is fine. This will pass the time.
This will pass the time. Thank you for leaving some 5-star reviews, because I think that helps
Yeah.
some algorithms somehow on your podcast platform with choice. James, you got any reviews there?
Got a couple of letters from Luke Bellotta, who says, "Dear Mark, 5 stars, by the way.
Okay,
Beautiful
great.
work.
Terrific.
I hope you have a great trip. I'll be praying for you. Best, Luke." Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope that-
He's probably
yeah.
back by now. This is an older review, but that's good.
Well, I mean, we don't know where he's going. Maybe he's off to work at a lighthouse, or
Maybe my son tripped him in a supermarket.
maybe he's gone to the South Pole.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
What's that like?
There's not a lot of landmass, so he's probably in a lot of trouble. if I'm
That's
honest.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes you think. Mason, this is from Sacriel, also, who says, "Two nice boys. James and Mason are extremely funny and engaging guys who are genuinely great to listen to. Their personalities shine through the recordings and make you feel like you're sitting around with them, but just as the weird, quiet friend who doesn't ever talk, but is seemingly always there whenever the group hangs out. The fan base is always also full of great people, and multiple fan pages are funny and caring mates. I've had a plenty rough go of it in the last couple of years, and this podcast and its fan base have really helped me get through. Also, Westworld. Yeah, I'm sorry about the last couple of years. It hasn't been a good one for a lot of people.
That's true.
I hope you're doing all right.
We were just saying that the other day.
Yeah.
I was saying just starting, I think 2022 is not the greatest year.
We
But
hate it.
Oh, it's all right.
We think it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Do we?
2023, that's a year.
Let's all do it. Let's all have a fun one. Everybody have a great time at once.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean can everybody have a great time at once?
No.
Or does some people's happiness depend on the sadness of others?
I think it does, yeah, for a lot
That's
of people,
shame.
yeah.
Well, then those people cannot have a good time.
Yes.
That's only people who are nice can have a good
The
time.
ones that we don't like should have a bad time.
Agreed.
Yes.
We'll be making a list.
It's true.
Yeah.
And checking it, not at all.
No, not at all.
We figure one pass is fine.
Yeah, we know what we're
Yeah,
doing.
the draft is fine.
Yeah,
We'll do it on the day. Anyway, folks, if you want to get in contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can go to Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can go to the Weekly Planet Pod subreddit and Discord. If you want to follow some people on the social medias, you can first, number one thing, you follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Raw Collins
Number
on
one
Twitter.
thing.
He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. That's where you get all your Weekly Planet news and updates. And if people send send in like listener art or like memes and so forth, he'll give them he'll track them down, he'll give them a bloody retweet. So I don't see half the stuff. I don't know what your algorithm's like.
In Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And it's like, so I'll be following this Weekly Planet and I'll be like, this is some listener art from this person. And I'm like, I didn't see that. Where did this come from?
Yeah,
where did this come from? So I think if that's the source. But if you also want to follow me, you can follow me at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
That's
and
right.
Nick Maso on Instagram. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can chuck in a buck or an amount you wouldn't miss. Like we said, times are tough. But maybe 2022 is your year. You can put in any amount. You put in a big dollar amount.
That's right.
But if 2022's really been your year, you can go to bigsandwich.co. You can sign up for $9 per month. We give you a bonus podcast. We give you movie commentaries. We give you early videos. We give you an ad-free podcast feed. We're having a fun time over there. I tell you what,
possible.
It's just a thing we can do. Yeah. It's a service we can offer because somebody else built the system.
Who did it?
We said the guy who did it for Sans Pants.
Oh,
We're
okay.
like, can we have that?
Yeah, we said,
can we have that? Can we have that? And maybe we could put a different banner on it.
Also, we just give us all their content. We'll pay all that as well.
That's right. You get all the Sans Pants stuff from Sans Pants Plus over here. We'll do it. And just, slip the guy $50. He'll do it for you.
Absolutely.
What else, James? We've got some T-shirts on tpublic.com. You just search for The Weekly Planet. Thank you to the Brute and Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. Next week we'll do a thing, maybe a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Avatar.
No, Avatar.
Avatar.
It's an Avatar
There's
Christmas,
no room
everybody.
for Christmas things.
Mason, I've got a dilemma. Just a quick dilemma before we go. I'm doing Claire's Family KK, right?
Okay, yeah.
And the limit is
Chris
100.
Kringle.
Chris Kringle.
Secret Santa.
It's $100.
That's so much.
I know. First, there's
That's
that.
What are you? I've met all of those people. They're not rich. What are you doing?
I'm paying for everybody. I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
them all.
That's
Using my
great.
podcasting money.
Okay, right.
Yeah. But I don't want anything.
Okay.
So I'm like, maybe I'll get a Switch game. But what's good?
Right. Okay.
I don't want the BioShock collection. I'm like, do I want that? Do I want the Jedi Knight series? They put two of them together.
Why do you want the BioShock collection?
I don't know. I don't even know if I don't even think I do.
Okay.
What's a game? Do I get a $100 voucher and then I can put it towards my PlayStation 5 if I end up getting one?
Maybe.
I do, Mason.
That's what. Hang on, but so are you dictating to your Secret Santa?
Yeah, you put it on a list and whatever.
Do you?
And then this
This
is what
is
they're
no
doing.
Secret Santa
exactly.
I've ever
So I'm like,
heard.
what's the point? I'll just buy myself
Right?
nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'll be
What you could do is just everybody agree to give each other a $100 gift voucher.
That's
and
essentially
then just don't do
That's
it.
what we're doing. That's essentially it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what am I doing?
No, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
This is the worst system. Who came up with this?
Not me, Claire's sister. You think I came up with this?
No. I was going to say your mum came up with
No,
this.
my mum-
Not
it's
as
not.
a joke, not as a burn on your mum.
You just think it was something that
I
she
just
would do.
seems like something she would.
No, this is Claire's family.
Okay, right.
My family
Yes.
do ridiculous gifts.
Right.
So like we buy the most awful thing possible and then it goes in a circle.
Yeah, right.
And one year I actually won
Yeah.
because there was some tickets in it for gold class, Mason.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And I opened it and I went, it's a blank envelope, real funny. And then I just sat there quietly. And I got gold class tickets.
Because the person who gave it couldn't admit, no,
Yeah.
there were gold class tickets
Yeah.
in there. And then, is that one of those Kris Kringles where somebody can take it from you
Yes.
if they want it? Yeah, right.
And so, anyway, they expired. So
No.
I forgot.
Oh, no. So it may as well have been an empty envelope.
May as well have been.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This system is insane. We'll have discussions about this system after the we have sometimes after the podcast we have business to take care of, and my
Like we'll
business
watch a Mr. Beast video.
yeah, but this time it'll just be being like, explain the logic of this.
It's not like I can.
No.
Anyway, what's an idea? Give me an idea. What do I want? You know me. You've met me. You're always here.
That's true.
2 to 3 hours a week.
A t-shirt that doesn't have multiple holes.
I have
in it.
another one of these. It's exactly the same but newer.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe a third one.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck. I don't know.
Folks, listeners, email in. If you had a $100 limit to give James a present, what would it be? What does he want as a man?
I also need to know like sooner rather than later on the front end of the week. So
sure.
we'll read out maybe a few next
Yeah, right.
week. But if you could just keep me posted, Mason.
See, I was going to say, who is your Secret Santa?
I don't know yet.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The way the rules are laid out in this.
irrelevant.
No, but the way that the rules are laid out in this, I'm like, maybe you would know. Maybe they're just like, here's your Secret
No,
Santa.
it's like a thing where it's like an online thing. You put your email
Oh my
in and,
God.
and it sends it
you
out.
put your email in.
Yeah, but like, say like somebody wants a potted plant.
Okay.
And so I give them a potted plant.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, who gave me this? It's irrelevant because you wrote it down.
Right.
Like it doesn't. Could have come from everybody paid $100. It's fucking.
Could have
doesn't
come from
matter.
Santa.
No, Mason. It's not. It's called Secret Santa, but you know the people in the group.
Could have come from Santa.
It's not from
though.
Santa, Mason. It's not from Elf on the Shelf either, Mason.
Wow.
Yeah.
You doing Elf on the Shelf this
Doing
year?
Elf on the Shelf.
Wow.
Well, he does his own thing. It's not up to me, Mason. It's up to the elf.
Okay, right.
That sly bastard. He's so big. Our Elf on the Shelf, you know, little ones?
Yeah, yeah.
For some reason, our one, maybe because somebody couldn't find one of reasonable size, it's like 3 fucking feet big.
It's too big.
Impossible to place.
Right?
I'd imagine.
You're going to have to hang it in the garden on a noose. Traumatize your kids. This is all we can do. I don't know. Just that's how he's comfortable. I don't know.
What's he going to do tomorrow? Probably the same thing. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
For Avatar, everybody watch Avatar.
Everyone have-
Wait, what am I doing? Why am I shilling for Avatar? Like, everybody should watch Avatar so we can everybody's either watching Avatar or they're not watching Avatar.
up to you.
I don't know what I was thinking there.
It's 3 hours and 10 minutes.
He doesn't need my help, and I don't want to give him any help. James Cameron, this guy. Hopefully you'll be swept away.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.